So we've all heard of the classic triple constraints, right? That constrain all projects. All projects are constrained by scope, time, and cost. And who is giving us these constraints? Where are these constraints coming from? Did we come up with these on our own? Of course not. So these constraints or constraints in these areas are being given to us by the customer or by senior management. They're saying things like, I need this project completed by July 1st at the latest. That's a schedule constraint. Or it can't cost more. It can't cost a dime more than $500,000. You're just given a budget constraint. So senior management and the customer are giving us these triple constraints, and they're all interdependent, right? If you make a change in one, you're affecting the others. And the classic easiest thing to see is if you add on scope requirements, then you're changing the cost for the project and you're probably delaying the project. So you're changing the schedule too. So all of these constraints are interdependent, affect one another, and they're also changing over time. They're not static. Life happens. Things happen in the project. The economy changes. A competitor comes out with a new product that obsoletes what you were planning to do. Um, People are swapped out. Maybe the sponsor changes jobs. Maybe the current sponsor is promoted and a new sponsor comes in with different ideas. So we're always having to determine what the priorities are of these triple constraints. What's number one in priority? What's number two? And what's the classic joke in project management? What does the project manager always say to the sponsor? Okay, you pick two of these constraints and I'll adjust the third to meet the two that you want. Well, in my world, it was always a little different. I worked mostly on fixed price commercial projects, and usually the budget was the key constraint, the top priority. So I'm usually trying to figure out what's the number one priority, and then I'm adjusting the other two constraints to meet that one that's highest priority. So when version 4 came out in 2009, PMI added three more constraints to the classic triple constraints of scope, time, and cost. And so they added them with version 4, and they still stuck with that theme in version 5, and they're sticking with it in version 6. So today, our triple constraints are really six, and they include scope, time, and cost. But in addition to that, we now have quality, risk, and resources. So it's all the same. They're all interdependent. If you make a change in one, you're going to affect the others. They're given to us from the outside, so they're given to us from senior management or the customer. They're things that are known, that are things that are given. They constrain us, they limit our options for planning, but things can change with these over time. So if the economy changes, if the marketplace changes, if the competition changes, new laws, new regulations change, the priorities of these triple constraints could get changed. How well we manage these, how well we manage the priorities of these and make the adjustments throughout the life of the project will determine how well we achieve customer satisfaction. Okay, a project was about creating a unique product or a unique service or achieving a result, right? So an update to an existing product or a service or just achieving that goal, learning a new musical instrument, and you had a project around that. But oftentimes in the corporate world, what exists is it's very, very common that there will be a group of related projects. And in that scenario, if you have a group of related projects, it's going to make a lot of sense to manage them together under the umbrella of a program. So we'll achieve certain benefits by doing that, by rolling them up to a program. And at this program level, a group of related projects, at this program level, we often have some administrative functions. There might be a contracts function in the program or an IT function. You might have a SharePoint for the program, or maybe it's one of the projects that's finished its project life cycle and now the product's been transitioned to operations, and in the program they're still managing the operations of that new product. So that's what a program is. It's a group of related projects. Okay, as part of our project management training company, we're an REP, a registered education provider for PMI. We've got a number of different classes in project management, PMP prep training, of course, agile training or PMI ACP training, ITIL training, and we're putting together perhaps risk management, introduction to risk management. Anyway, we have a number of courses that are in operations, but now we want to put together projects, and these are all related. So this is a program, and we're going to do a new advertising campaign using social media. So we want to do advertising on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Twitter, and use the social networking, social media to do more advertising and marketing. So this is a program. It's a group of related projects to update the marketing for these different courses.